the one. Not the one, but you know what I mean. The one for the night. So I just broke one of my rules. I just broke one of my major rules. Do not. Okay. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today it is going to be another story time, and I only thought it would be appropriate to talk about, let me remember what his name is, his fake name. What's his name? This is why I need notes. I already talked about him in a video. So it starts with a B. Was it Brad? Okay. Give me a second. Okay, friends. So I found his name, and it is Brian. He was named Brian on my last video. I wanted to make sure that it coincided with everything because I was about to name him Bradley. So let's get started on how I met, what's his name? I'm just kidding. How I met Brian. So Brian was a huge part of my growing up. So I met Bradley, and he turned out to be one of the biggest turning points in my life, because with him I ended up growing up a lot, and he just taught me a lot about the world and exactly how to maintain a relationship. And I have to say that this is the ultimate meet cute for me, and it's just because everything, when it happened so quickly, and we just instantly bonded, instantly connected, and I had never felt anything like it before. And it was just, oh, I like how my necklace is all messed up. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Silly me. So essentially he was a crucial part of my life, and it was one of those relationships where it is a constant back and forth. So with him it was always will they, won't they kind of thing, but we immediately started dating. So it wasn't do they like each other, or you know what's gonna happen. So again, dude was a very crucial part to just my life and growing up. It was always about, I don't know, this strong connection that we had, and I thought that it was something that was never gonna go away. I mean, to this day, I don't really know because I haven't seen him, but let's just get into the story of how I met my ex. So I'm gonna take it back all the way to me and my friends getting ready. So I still have my picture on my Instagram of the night that we met. I am posing with a bunch of my friends for this Halloween costume party. So we're all getting back ready back at one of my friends' house. I won't name her for now because it's gonna be too many variables. And I don't want to mess up her name because she is actually gonna be in a few of my story times. So I want to make sure I name her properly later on. So we're back at her house, and we're getting ready to go to Mia's party, because she always threw these grand parties for Halloween. I think it was around the time that it was her birthday. So we ended up going because regardless, it was all of the Latinos and, you know, all of us just getting together for a party, just squashing the beef for the night, I guess. But not really. You get it, you get it. We all had those frenemies that we had to be nice to, and we all hung out with them. So all of a sudden my friend tells me that there is going to be a guy that she knows I will like. She knows my type. She has seen the type of guys I dated. I dated all types of men. So I dated Asians, I dated Caucasian, I dated Black. Literally, I dated everything. I liked every culture, every background. It didn't matter, you know, as long as you had a good personality, you had a good humor, I was into it. So, but at the time I was really into them Persian boys for some reason. They had a little something extra for me. I don't know what it was, but it was just at the time of my life, I really liked Persian boys. So she said, this guy is you're gonna take one look at him and he's gonna see that you like him, because honey, like, I don't like him, but trust me, you're gonna end up liking him. And so I found myself very intrigued, because I wanted to know, do you know my type? And can I trust you eventually to set me up? Maybe one day. So we get to the party, and on the way there, obviously we're blasting music and we're having a bunch of fun, just singing to whatever song is in the car, and we're getting pumped. We're getting ready for we're getting ready for some moves. And we end up going to a mall first, just because one of my friends didn't have a costume, and so we ended up buying her a tutu. And so all she was wearing was a tutu and thong. That's it. Like, that's all she was wearing. I mean, props to you, because I don't have the confidence for that, or, you know. But you do you, boo. So she ends up wearing a tutu and a thong, and her butt crack is just hanging out, booty jiggling all over the place, you know, all that good stuff. But anyways, she was a very interesting character, I will say that. So we get to the party and we are just having a blast. I don't really remember too much of what my friend had said. I wasn't really looking for a guy at the time. I was just having fun. Like, I don't even know if I was dating. Probably not, because I'm pretty sure I had 2 or 3 jobs at the time. So dating wasn't really part of my necessity during that time. And as soon as I see this man walk up, he is tall, first of all. Like, he towers over everybody. And immediately I see him, and I lock eyes with him, and I think, yes, honey, this is the one. Not the one, but you know what I mean. The one for the night. So I lock eyes with him, and immediately I smile and I turn away shyly, because at this point I do know how to flirt. I am no longer a child. I am 20 years old. No, possibly 19. No, I think I'm 20. Around there. So I am no longer a child, and I know how to flirt. I've been in the game for probably 2 years at this point. Like the real game, not the... I am not in the little leagues anymore. I am in the big leagues now. Thanks. So I lock eyes with him and turn away, all shy. And I think to myself, I'm gonna get him. He's gonna ask for my number. I'm gonna dance with him. Okay, so I turn around and I think to myself, yeah, he's mine. And as soon as I see him, I tell my friend, I know who you're talking about, and he's mine. Just watch. And she proceeds to laugh at me because he's already got so many other girls that are admiring him. So many other girls that are trying to be his booty call, his side hoe. Like, it does not matter. They are all wanting to get with him, which is completely understandable. He is hot. He is hot as balls. Okay? I cannot. Okay, he looks... I mean, you would just have to see him, really. And he knew he had it. He knew he had it going on. So that's... He was also cocky in that aspect. But I think what got me the most is just his presence. He had a very, like, business presence. I don't know. I think I'm just really attracted to the authority. I don't know. I guess it's a kink or something. But I like strong men is what it is. So I tell her and she's just laughing at me. And she says, if that ends up happening, I'll be really impressed. Because there's so many girls that are after him. Even Mia has been flirting with him. And she's with Sam. So good luck. And I think, nope, Mia is not gonna take this one for me. He is mine. So long, Sam. Oh, God. Okay, so long, Sam, and hello, Brian. So I'm dancing, and all of a sudden I can feel his eyes on me. I don't see him, but I can, you know when you can just feel someone's eyes? I felt his. So I start dancing a little extra, you know, just a little extra And all of a sudden, Daddy Yankees, this is so funny. Okay, Daddy Yankees, Gasolina comes on. And your girl is getting it. He starts coming closer and asks me to dance. And I start dancing with him. And one of my major rules is in dating or just in life is do not grind on a guy that isn't your boyfriend, hasn't been with you in a hot minute. So immediately I just face him. I start dancing with him face to face, and we're just dancing, we're getting it, and things are getting kind of hot and heavy. So obviously there was a huge spark, and by huge spark I mean huge. And there was just this instant attraction, instant connection that was really strong for both of us. So we start dancing, and all of a sudden we're grinding. Ugh. So I just broke one of my rules. I just broke one of my major rules. do not grind. And all of my guy friends that are like sitting around, they're like, what the? They can't believe it. They cannot believe. They have never seen me dance with anyone besides Edward. Edward is my man, okay? He is my go-to. Him and I will just dance all night. And this is just a brother-sister relationship. This is not anything hot and heavy. So as soon as Edward sees that, he is laughing because he knows who I am and he understands that I don't dance with anybody besides him. So he's just astonished, just as everybody else is. And I can see that Mia is getting pissed off because she had been trying to talk to him. She had been trying. So like, how did you just break one of your major rules? And it wasn't grinding, like, it was forward, it was face to face. So I am so embarrassed. Yeah. So we're just gonna move past that. We're gonna hit the forward button on that scene. And he's no. I, as tempted as I was, as truly tempting as it was, I had never done anything. I was 19, 20 years old and I hadn't done anything. So I wasn't about to start now. I just met him. I didn't know much of anything. So starts talking to me after that song is over, and it was getting pretty late. So I think he ended up leaving first or something. But the entire time, we were together for hours. So we were dancing, and then we were talking, and we were holding hands for some reason, just as we were dancing. Okay, so he leaves because baby's got a curfew. I mean, I did too, but I never really followed it. I just went whenever I wanted. And I think that was the most rebellious that I got, was the curfew. I never smoked, I never drank. Even at that party, even at parties, I wouldn't drink. And that, at 20 years old, I was not drinking, I was not smoking pot, I wasn't doing drugs, nothing. I was not interested in any of that. I was just interested in dancing and having a good time with friends. That's it. So I guess for me, personally, I didn't feel that I was doing anything wrong, especially with a curfew. Like, I didn't understand it. But I'm sure my parents had their reasons, and I should have followed it, for sure. Because eventually I'm gonna get a child that is worse than me, so. And I wouldn't even say that I was a bad kid at all, but, you know, parents like to argue. Okay, so this whole thing happens, and it's just mind-boggling to me because my friends know who I am, and they understand that I don't hook up with guys. I don't kiss random guys or anything like that. They know I am very strict. I have very strict rules on what I can and what I cannot do, because I believe in, what is it? Celibacy. I was like, what's it called? I believe in being celibate until you either find someone you love and are going to spend the rest of your life with, or until you're married. That's what I believe. So I wasn't just gonna give it up for any guy that just comes along. And I didn't. And although I had dated, although I had had boyfriends, if they didn't understand that that's what I wanted for myself and you couldn't respect my decision, then I'm sorry, but we were not compatible then. Because if you love and respect me enough to wait for me, then you can have me, but not before then. So, obviously, I was very prudish, very prude-like, and my friends were just laughing. On our way back, we were just laughing at the fact that I had just danced with, I mean, a stranger, yes, because I had just met him that night. So I was dancing with a stranger. And that was one of the most memorable nights that I've ever had, I would say. And it wasn't because it was more lust and desire type of thing. I think we genuinely had a real connection, and I just felt all my walls break down immediately, and I felt safe with him. I felt that I knew him for a long time, so I didn't feel that it was wrong. But because I knew that he was going to school with all of us through my friend, and she said that he even hung out where we always hung out. And at this time, I wasn't doing school full-time. I think I was just doing part-time, going to campus for 2 or 3 days and just doing a 2.5 hour class. Yeah, good times. So I ended up starting to show up a little earlier that Monday, and I got all dolled up because I did expect to see him. So I got all dolled up, and as soon as I walk into our area, there's couches just surrounding like a television basically. So there's a television over there and then couches just around in a circle. And he is laying down on one of those couches, and as soon as he sees me, because I walk all the way to the front and then go to sit down, as soon as he sees me, he stands up as fast as he can and he greets me. He starts talking to me and we start talking, and I realized that he never asked for my number. And I'm thinking, what? We spent all that time and he didn't even ask for my number. I had not even thought about this, but I knew I was going to see him again, so it wasn't a priority at the time, I guess. So him and I are talking, and pretty soon I don't even think 10 minutes went by, but pretty soon he had to go to class. And I had to leave because I was gonna have class pretty soon, or work. I don't remember. But basically he ends up asking me if I'll walk him to class basically. And we start joking about how, yes, I'll be a gentleman and walk you to class. And we start walking. Obviously he's leading the way. But automatically our hands just interlock, and it feels like the most natural thing possible. it felt as if we had been together forever and we just fit in perfectly. So basically, I start walking him to class and we're holding hands, and it's a really good feeling because I had never felt anything like it before again. And I can truly say that it is something wonderful and something special that is felt when that kind of connection is brought. So as soon as our hands touched, it was this, I can't even describe it really. It's a sort of energy, and I probably sound crazy. But if you've ever felt anything like it, please comment down in the comments, because I straight up sounded crazy to a lot of my friends, and I've only met a few other people, like 2 people who truly have felt something similar to this. So please let me know. I had done so much research on what this feeling was, and you know, just talking to people, because it's something that is so hard to grasp and such a hard concept because we don't understand it. How can this happen? How can you feel that you've known someone your entire life, be completely comfortable with them, and then just fit so perfect? You know what I mean? But anyways, let's keep going, because we can't keep talking about this. So we're walking to class, and then all of a sudden it is his stop. And he turns around and we're facing each other, and we're doing one of these. We're kind of just pushing each other and just swaying back and forth, right? And then all of a sudden we start kissing, and it's not it's not one of those. It's just a sweet kiss on the lips, and that's it. It's not anything sexual. It's not anything aggressive or anything like that, passionate even. It was just a sweet kiss. That's it. And if you remember what I said, I don't kiss even guys that I'm dating or guys that are my boyfriends. I know, even then, I wouldn't kiss them. I did not kiss them until I felt that I was okay and that I knew them. But with him, it was so easy, and it was so natural. Everything just fit perfectly together. And to me, that's wild. Because how many people can say that? How many people can go out there and just completely submerge yourself in one another's presence and just know exactly the movements of each other? I don't know. To this day, that is the freakiest sensation, feeling that has ever happened. And again, if you have a story like this, please share it, because I want to know. I want to know that I'm not crazy. Okay, so essentially, that is the time when I met Brian and ended up breaking all my rules. Just chuck my rule book right out the window because this man didn't have any. He didn't have to go through everything that I had made every previous guy go through. They had to be patient. They had to wait for me, this and that. Brian, he had it the easiest, okay? And does he cherish it? Does this man mess up? Yes, he does. So I'm gonna have to tell you guys another story of Brian next week because our story just keeps going. Our beautiful love story ends up becoming an entirely different thing, and it becomes a hot mess. I am telling you right now, Brian and I's relationship gets messy so fast. And that's something that you guys are gonna have to stay tuned for next time. See you later.